Hello and welcome, my name is Hayley and this is Divinity Tarot. So I'm going to be doing another pick a pile card reading today from your beloved pet who has crossed over. It could be a pet who crossed over in your childhood or at any time during your life or even recently. Could even have passed away in the last day. So, spirit does come through. Soul does not die. And yes, animals have souls. Plants have souls. We are all connected to divine. We're all fragments of the whole. When we die, yes, our body dies and we drop the ego. But as soon as we drop the ego, that raises our vibration and we exist on a higher vibration level. They are still here. They're still here with you. They're just behind a veil of frequency. And every now and then when you raise your frequency, you may get like a little glimpse. You may see their little tail go around the corner, or you may feel them jump on the end of your bed at night. Or you may get a distant bark or a jingle of their collar, or you may find something that was left out for you, or you may see repeating numbers or patterns or butterflies, dragonflies, birds, whatever it is. So, because we're all connected, we can tap into that collective conscience and get messages from our beloved pets on the other side. So the three piles we have here are the amethyst crystal, the two desert rose stones, and the aventurine crystal. So we're going to start with the Soul's Journey lesson cards from James Van Praagh. One each. The Messages from Heaven Oracle. And we have Angel Whisper cards. And these are the cards that I have written out, inspired by Wolfie and, the process of grieving and the signs that I've been receiving. Oh, we have two. No, it's not two. Just looks like it. And lastly, a regular tarot card from the Lightseers Tarot deck for each one, just to summarise it all. So, pick your pile. Amethyst, Desert Rose, Aventurine. So if you chose Amethyst, let's go with that reading right now. So we have guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. When we grieve and we are thrown into the depths of mourning and grief, one of the biggest things that will come up for you that you have to process is any lingering guilt. This could be guilt around how their life ended. Someone could have left the door open, or it could have been a disease and, if I'd have caught it sooner, or if I'd have done this, if I'd have done that, was it my fault? Was it something I fed them? Was it something I didn't do? And, then you have guilt about the treatment process. Maybe I shouldn't have done the surgery, or I should have done more, or I should have done less. I should have just left it. I shouldn't have let them suffer. And then you may have guilt about the end of their life decisions. Did I euthanize them too soon? Did I leave it too long and they suffered? There's all sorts of guilt. There's guilt about their life. Did I work too much? Did I leave them home alone too much? Did I do enough with them? Did they have fun? Was I overprotective and I didn't take them places because I was scared? Guilt is something that we have to process. We need to come to a place in our grieving. And this could be from a pet you had in your childhood, that you're still harbouring this guilt over, that you never actually assimilated that guilt. You never actually processed it, transmuted it. Well, I'm giving you the opportunity to do it now. Your pet is giving you permission to do it now. Forgive yourself. Go and look in the mirror and say, I forgive myself for whatever it is. Say it out loud. Don't keep it inside you, because when you say it out loud, it loses its power over you. When we keep it bottled up inside us and we don't say it, it has power over us. It controls us. I'm not saying you have to say it to everyone or post it on social media or do anything like that. Just say it to yourself out loud in front of the mirror. I forgive myself for whatever it is. And then say thank you. And tell yourself that you love yourself. You know, I was recently told by my angel, or shown by my angel Janie, he told me to listen to Ho'oponopono, or however it is you pronounce that. It's that 4-line mantra of, I love you, please forgive me, thank you. I can't even remember the other one, but it's a 4-line mantra. And it raises your vibration, but it mostly gets you out of that guilt. So for the next card you have, I promise you that I feel 1,000,000 times better. I am free. So again, this is if you had guilt over the end of their life. Don't, because they're not thinking about that anymore. They are free. They are running free. They don't have any pain. They've been restored to whole. If they were mutilated or injured or amputated or, had surgery or whatever, they're back to whole. If they were old, then they're back to their young selves again. And they feel great. Even if they were born deaf, I've heard of animals that were born deaf, and when they crossed over and an animal communicator connected with them, they told them they could hear again. So everything is restored to whole when you cross over. And again, it's that frequency thing, So the Angel Whispers card is 1717. Self-reliance. Time has come to rely on your knowledge, your wisdom, and your ambition. You have an important soul mission in life purpose. Sorry, I'm so tongue-tied today. Leaning on your inner strength will allow more of your path to unfold ahead. As I take leadership in my life brings a flow of good fortune and good blessings. Yeah, if you sit there and wait for forgiveness from others, you could be waiting a long time. You need to give yourself permission. You need to be the one that starts it. Forgive yourself first. Take leadership on this. Allow yourself to move forward. And we have past pets and or relatives. So this is your pet telling you that they're not alone. They're not miserable in some in-between place waiting for you and scared and lonely. They're with your other pets that passed away. Or they're with your grandparents or whoever it is from your family that's passed away. They're all together on the other side and they're waiting for your homecoming when it's your turn. And we have 10 of Swords. So the 10 of Swords typically shows what looks like an ending, but it's not as bad as it seems. So, on the outside it looks like this is over. It looks like you lost everything. It looks like, you could never get anything out of this. But really, this is just the beginning. Your pet is telling you that there's so much more. You need to look for the signs and symbols. Maybe read some books on the information that's out there. There's a lot of information on pet communication, connecting with spirits in the afterlife, pet spirits or people spirits. Yeah, there's a lot of information out there. Go on YouTube, have a look around. And it will make you feel a lot better knowing that they're still there. So if you chose the Desert Rose Stones, this one's for you, and we have imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Being in that imagination state, in your right brain state, I believe it is. I could be wrong, but I think it's the right brain where the imagination is. The other side being the logical, stuffy side of your brain. This is where you can communicate with your loved animal. You know, the same place where the imagination comes from in your brain is the same place where your psychic attributes come from. And to unlock your psychic abilities, you can use your imagination. Start daydreaming, start imagining pictures and voices and smells and tastes in your head. And the more that you do that, the more you will develop your psychic powers. Please don't worry that I am alone or lonely, because I am surrounded by all our loved ones. And this is what I was saying in the last pile. Don't think of me as sitting there all alone, scared and afraid. They're not alone. They're with all your other loved ones that have crossed over. You know, not just from your family, but from their family as well. So their biological mother, you know, their fur mother or their feathered mother or whoever it was. You know, they will never be alone. And also other animals that they've met on their journey. Like when I walk around where me and Wolfie used to walk, I pass all the houses where her friends used to live, and they're all recently deceased as well. And I think, oh my God, I bet they're together playing now. You know, there was a fence that was between them before, but that fence is gone now, and I bet they're having a blast. And we have 111, destiny. Follow what you feel. Listen as your intuition helps to guide you to what you are manifesting. The inner whispers are helping you to create all that it is that you desire. Listen, lean in and follow your soul. Life is always happening for me. I am allowing myself to lean into what feels good. Yeah. Life happens for you. Don't get stuck in that victim mentality of this is happening to me. The lack mentality, the victim mentality. This is happening to me and there's nothing I can do about it. Turn it around. This is happening for me and I can learn the lessons from this and become a stronger person. Happy. Your pet is happy on the other side, and they want you to be happy as well. You know, some of you listening today, you've been grieving a long time. You're too afraid to let them go because you feel like that's the last piece of them. Just know that your beloved pet is happy and free and whole on the other side, and they want the same for you. 8 of Pentacles. Phases. You know, we don't get taught about grieving in school or even in society. And when it happens to us, we're sort of shunted away to go and do it alone in private, you know, especially when it's a pet that you're grieving. Society doesn't understand, and they can be really passive aggressive about it. Like they'll give you like 2 days of grieving and they'll feel sorry for you, and then after that it's like, no, you're on your own. Like, you know, I considered Wolfie to be a child, to be a daughter, yet nobody, not one person came around and visited me at my home. Not one person wanted to talk about her to, ask me stories about her. I only got hugged by one person, a stranger at the dog park that I don't even know her name, that had seen us around a few times, and I told her that she passed away. I got asked to fill in shifts at work pretty much immediately. Got asked to do extra shifts at work even though I'm not sleeping through the night properly yet. Whereas if this had been my biological child, how things would have been different. People would have offered to help me. People would have supported me. People would have let me grieve for a long, prolonged period of time. But just because it's an animal, they don't understand. And so, I feel your pain. I feel your pain. And you've got to let yourself go through these phases of grief. Don't try to make it go quickly because society expects it to go quickly. Don't rush yourself back to work or, start to go out with friends and try to do things that you're not ready for, trying to mask the pain because you don't feel like you should do this because nobody's supporting you in doing this. Go online, find those who will support you. There are support groups out there. There are a lot of books out there that you can read. You can even talk to me. Leave me a message if you like. I'll talk to you. I want to hear about your pet. Tell me about your pet. So if you picked the green stone, the aventurine, this one's for you. Purpose. I know what I am here to do. So we all have a purpose. And, our purpose is the collective purpose. The purpose is about frequency and raising the vibration of the whole. It's about raising awareness of the whole. And, the more we go through this kind of thing and we transmute the energy from pain into acceptance and even gratitude and forgiveness, the more we raise that vibration. And when we raise our personal vibration, we raise the vibration of the whole, and that's our purpose for going through this. If you ever sat there in despair with tears rolling down your face and said, why? Why? What is the purpose of this? Why would this be happening? This is the spiritual purpose for this. This is growth. This is transmutation of energy. And, once you realize that they're not really gone, they never leave you, they're still here and you still see the signs everywhere, then you can begin to accept it. Only my physical body is gone, and I now know that our bodies are just a small part of who we really are. That's right. So if you are, I'm getting for a few of you, there may have been debates, like if you are a couple or a family or, there's other people involved. There could be disputes about what to do with the ashes or, whether to cremate or bury them or, where to put them, what plot to put them in or anything revolving around that, or whether to wear them in a necklace or have them in an urn or a casket on your table or whatever. They don't care what you do. What you do with their remains is for you. It's for you to grieve. It's for you to look at and have solace from. They don't care anymore. They're not their body. They understand that as soon as they cross over. They don't have any attachment to their body whatsoever. They're free now. Why would they want to be in that lumbersome thing that kept them tied down in a lower frequency? 1515, creativity. Keep accessing the creative connection that you feel to the divine. The whispers speak through your creative connection, allowing you to express the beauty that is within you and connect you to the love that is around you. Creativity is my birthright. As I express my creativity, I feel a beautiful flow of love and connection. Yeah, the more we can express ourselves in creative ways, the more we open that connection with the other side. Because, like I said before, with the imagination, it's the same part of our brain. So when you get into arts and crafts and creativity, music, dance, that kind of thing, expression, poetry, you are opening yourself to being aware psychically. So it's encouraged at this time. So you may want to do something creative with their remains, whether you have a ceremony for them or you make something to honor them, with their urn or something, then they are encouraging that because it opens your awareness. Restored. Yeah, again, we're getting, don't worry about my body. I'm not that body anymore. I'm not that disease-riddled body. I'm not that scarred and mutilated body anymore. If I was blind, then I'm not anymore. If I was deaf, then I'm not anymore. If I had cancer, that's all gone. If I had surgery, then I'm back to what I was before I had surgery. If I was old and brittle and limp and couldn't walk very far, then I'm back to my puppy self or my kitten self or bird self that was free and young. Don't go thinking that they are who they are when they died. And this goes for whether it's your pet or, a human loved one that's crossed over. They're not that body anymore. If they died a terrible way, don't think of them that way. They don't want you to think of them that way. Think of them when they were happy and free and healthy. That's how they want you to vision them. Queen of Swords. Yeah, don't be your own block. Don't overthink things, overanalyze things. Like, maybe you're your own block by saying, oh, I can't do this because they wouldn't want that. Or, I can't do that because that would dishonor them. Or, I have to grieve for 3 years and never get another dog again because I have to show how much I loved them. Don't be your own block. Let down the barriers. They don't want you to do that. They don't want you to suffer in prolonged agony. They don't want you to close your heart off in their name. They want you to be happy again. They want you to love again. They want you to experience life again. And they are still with you all the way, and they're watching you, and through you they get to experience that life as well. So you're living life for all of them now. So just think of it that way. They get to see everything now. So that dog that may have, not been able to go to work with you can go to work with you now and see what you're doing. And, that cat that was never able to leave the house can now go on vacation with you and, see everything that you do. See you when you go on your walks and your runs and your bike rides and everything like that. How amazing, it's a whole new world for them. It's a whole new exciting adventure. So just try to see the good stuff in it. Try to have gratitude and, acceptance, and don't think of all the negative stuff. They're not that body anymore. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there, my lovely people, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.